What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. So if you guys are wondering why I'm filming at 8:40 in the morning, it's actually because of what I said yesterday. Unfortunately, I can't post my videos through this, so I have to import them from this onto the laptop and then get it posted. So the posting time does take a little bit longer, but honestly, I'm okay with it. But it is what it is. But welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. This week's episode is one that everybody hates: unsporting conduct. And if you don't know what that means, it is basically cheating. It is. So if you guys don't know, if you guys don't know or have never been to local tournaments or YCS or whatever, or have never heard of it, basically cheating is, and I'm actually on the Yu-Gi-Oh Wiki website here, so I'm literally reading what it says here. But still, cheating is regarded as the highest display of unsporting conduct a player can exhibit during a tournament. In the OCG and TCG, cheating includes but is not limited to intentionally mispresenting the game's state, rules, or policies, reporting inaccurate information to tournament officials, and bribery. Yes. So what that means is they're breaking they could be either be breaking the rules, they could be basically lying to the tournament officials, or basically bribing their opponents with booster packs. And these are just some of the other examples of cheating. So again, bribery: a player offers booster packs to their opponent in exchange for conceding the final round, especially when the player offering the packs would lie about them. So what that means is if you were playing, like, say, I'll say Heroes. Let's say you were playing Heroes and your opponent was playing Mystic Mind Burr. Your opponent ends up winning game 1. You end up winning game 2. You guys go to game 3 and you offer your opponent booster packs in exchange for conceding game 3, the rest of the match. The packs that you would offer your opponent would be packs that nobody cares about. You know, it could be Duelist Pack Dimensional Guardians. It could be Pendulum Evolution. Just packs that nobody even cares about. Basically, that's basically a form of bribery. A player purposely draws an extra card and attempts to conceal it. This actually happens a lot. especially if you're attending, somewhere like Worlds or whatever. This can actually happen a lot. So if they were to draw an extra card, trying to conceal it is almost impossible, because the judges are they're literally like eyeballing you, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Literally, that's what they're doing. That's what they're acting like. They're like, what are you doing? Don't be cheating, you know? And, yeah, so, obviously drawing extra cards, during your draw phase, or even during, or even outside of the draw phase, can happen sometimes, but if it was on purpose, you get disqualified right off the bat. But if it was by accident and you tell the judges that it was an accident, then it can go 50-50. It's either they'll okay it and they'll let you shuffle that extra card back into the deck, or they'll just disqualify you, which that has happened before. That has happened before multiple times in the past. Actually, if I remember right, I think there was a YCS event that happened a number of years ago, and somebody drew extra cards just from out of nowhere, and they actually concealed their cards and nobody knew about it. I don't know if that was true or not, because I've never been to events like that before. I plan on to at some point, but if you guys have experienced that, you guys can definitely comment below and explain, because I wouldn't know. But yeah, those things can happen a lot. Another prime example is a player lying to tournament officials. So okay, so one good example of lying to the judges would be them asking you if sorry guys, I'm like literally like half asleep right now. So a good example of a player lying to the officials would be them asking you if you know, if you actually drew an extra card. So this actually ties within, you know, purposely drawing extra cards and attempting to conceal them, basically. If you tell them no, they will literally have to look at your hand, and they will have to remember how many you had before, you know, during the previous turn. And if they find out that you were concealing it and you lie, you get disqualified. That, you know, these things happen a lot. A player, another example, a player who won the first game and of the match purposely plays slowly in order to stall for time and wait for the round to end. Yeah, basically they want to try to win. They're basically slow playing to win game 2 and go 2-0. That has happened. A lot of people don't know that has happened. If you guys are wondering what's going on this side of me, it's actually pretty cloudy. That's why it's like dark. It's like dark 1 minute, the next minute is like bright as hell. So just disregard that. But yeah, again, stalling for time. A lot of people do that, especially the missing mind players. They stall for time constantly. From what I remember, a lot of the missing mind players actually do that because they know they're gonna win. So, you know, and that's why a lot of people want to see missing mind get banned, because that way the players won't have to stall for time. A player presets their deck while side decking and does not sufficiently randomize their deck before presenting it to his or her opponent. Okay, so that's kind of an interesting one. Presetting. So that's kind of an interesting one, because not presenting their randomized deck to their opponent is like absolutely stupid. I'm not even gonna say anything about that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. A player purposely marks certain cards. Marking their cards so they know what combo pieces to go after. That is by far the lowest. That right there is like the lowest of the lows right there. Especially if you mark your main combo pieces. That right there is stupid. It is absolutely stupid. I don't know why people would do that. I think it's just because that they're sore losers. That's just how I see it. A player shuffles his or her graveyard. Yeah, so one thing that I remember is that shuffling your graveyard is actually, that's illegal. A lot of people might not know about it, especially newer players, especially people who are new to the game. A lot of people, you guys might not know it, but shuffling your graveyard is 100% illegal, because if you do that, then you're basically, how can I put it? You're basically not able, you won't be able to remember what slot, where your card is at. So, so if you activate a card like say Monster Reborn, and there's a monster on the top of the graveyard that you want to summon, it might not be there because you accidentally or purposely shuffle your graveyard. So it would take you like about 20 seconds to find that card, when really those 20 seconds can easily have been put into making your board. So making your board would be Appaloosa for 4, Savage Dragon, VFD, this card, that card, a bunch of back row, cards like Evenly Matched and whatnot. That right there is making your board. 20 seconds might not seem a lot of time, but if you're playing competitively and you're at like a place like Worlds, that's a lot of time. That is a lot of time. So one thing that a lot of people try to avoid is that's something that the officials try to avoid, is players cheating in these scenarios. Another prime example of cheating is drawing your 6th card going first. Now, if you guys don't know, back in the old days, drawing your 6th card during going first, that was legal because those were the rules. And now that's not possible because of Master Rule 3, which was obviously pendulum summoning, and that's been around for a while. That's been around for a while, and a lot of people don't know that, especially my brother. Yes, if you guys don't know, I actually taught my brother how to play YuGiOh. Yes, I am 100% honest about that. My brother can vouch, trust me. But that was one thing that he always forgot, was drawing a card going first. Because the thing is, you cannot draw your 6th card going first. That's one thing that a lot of people don't realize, and that again ties into purposely drawing an extra card and trying to conceal it. That happens a lot. So one thing that you guys need to definitely steer clear of are those types of people. If they, if you're going up against a Missing Mind player and they offer you booster packs, you tell them no, and you go directly to an official and let them know. From what I know and from the rumors I've heard, there's been a lot of rumors going around saying that there's going to be that tournaments, YCS, Worlds, and whatnot. From what I've gathered, it's supposed to take place in the summer. It's going to start in the summer with only one regional tournament, and I believe this year's Worlds will have a smaller count of players than back in 2019, because in 2019, which was in Berlin, there were like well over 2,000 players, if I remember correctly. I don't remember. You guys can comment below if I'm wrong, but honestly, all these things, they can happen. So my advice to you guys: steer clear of those kinds of people, and let an official know. Let them know that they had plans on cheating and whatnot. I almost forgot. Another prime example of cheating is actually one that most people might not know about. And this is going to be interesting. So when you go to registration they hand you a sheet. They hand you a sheet of paper that will tell you your name, what deck you're playing, and what cards are going to be in the deck. The big issue that people people have is, especially the officials, adding in cards to your deck that were never registered. If you were playing something like Heroes and you have 3 copies of say Shadow Mist, and you were only meant to add 2, once you've registered it, you cannot go back. So what people will do is they'll take out the third Shadow Mist, and they'll add in something that was never legal. When the judges find out, they're immediately disqualified. These things happen constantly, and I'm telling you right now, I may not know this from experience, but I'm telling you guys, these things can happen a lot, and they can happen to you as well. So be careful. My advice to you guys, and I think I speak for every Yu-Gi tuber in the entire world. I'm talking Team Sam, Simo, MBT, Simply Unlucky, Jobber, Cyber Knight, all of them. I speak for all of us, and for every professional player who doesn't cheat or whatever. I speak for all of us when I say be careful, because the person you play could be a cheater. So you have to be careful, there has to be, and be prepared, because if they start cheating, make sure there's a judge in the building. Especially with YCS. YCS is always the best way to cheat, because there's so many people around you, and it can happen. So that brings me to the question of the day. What was your experience? What was your cheating experience? Basically what I mean is, has there ever been a time where you've went to an event and somebody cheated against you? Let me know in the comments below, and that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, which gets posted every Friday, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me, because in 2021, this year 2021, can't even speak. I will be doing fan mail. My address will also be in the description. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.